Well, some observers called it one of the greatest games in the history of FHSAA boys volleyball. And it happened on this floor just 1 year ago. Between these two teams, can they live up to that expectation tonight? We will find out next as the boys Class 3A 2025 Volleyball State Championship is on the line between Southwest, the Eagles out of Miami, and the Winter Park Wildcats. Great to have you along, fans. It is excitement time here in Winter Haven as we close the 2025 tournament with a matchup that, if you're a volleyball fan of any repute, you have been looking forward to this not only for the last 2 or 3 days, but the last 365 days, because these two put on an epic battle here a year ago with Winter Park winning the state championship, their second in 3 years. They did it by winning the fifth and tie-breaking set 16-14. We'll talk much more about that win last year for Winter Park, but that very much on the minds of the Southwest Eagles. Joined by Polk State Eagles Lady Volleyball head coach Jessica Beal, getting ready for her second season here in Winter Haven. And Jess, boy, when these two teams know each other so well, there's not a lot of strategy, right? It's more going to be about just the execution.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think they're going to have some strategy because obviously these are familiar opponents, but it's going to be at the end, who executes the best is going to be the one that comes out on top.
And we should point out right off the top that both teams are wearing black uniforms. Winter Park on the attack and getting the point will play from right to left on your screen. That was Jacob Little-Phillips finishing the point. They are in the all-black uniforms with the orange numbers and lettering. Southwest is on the left of your screen. They will play from left to right in the all-black with the white letters. So not real critical that you come out in the same uniform tops colors like basketball or other sports, but perhaps a little confusing for you at home. So we'll remind you a couple of times that Winter Park is on the attack, playing from right to left, and they will surrender the point there. Juan Marco Diaz back to serve for the Eagles. There is talent all over the floor here tonight. Maybe nobody more talented than this young man, the senior number 22, Juan Marco Diaz. You will see him and hear him all evening long. What do you call that, Coach? The campfire?
The campfire. That's the donut, that's the campfire on the overpass, too.
A little too early to bring out the marshmallows, but they call it the campfire because it fell in the middle of a circle of people just standing around all watching. Or you like to call it the donut, too, which I...
No, I like your explanation of the campfire better. Everybody's standing around watching it.
Nothing more mesmerizing than a campfire or a volleyball hitting in the middle of 6 players. Winter Park with an early 1-point lead. Big finish by Mason Barbary. So a quick start here for the Wildcats and the libero, Nicholas Baker, on the serve now. Each team will have a libero on the floor pretty much most of the time, and they will be the one player in a different colored uniform. We'll tell you in a bit about why that is and what the libero is allowed to do and why they are so important to each respective side here. They're not usually the biggest players, but they can have the biggest impact. 2 in a row now for the Eagles, and Kevin Munoz will continue on the serve here. This is not the kind of match you expect somebody to run away and hide in one of the sets. And you may expect a lot of quick points as well with so much talent on the floor, including size at the net. That was Tristan Guiton with the finish. 6'6" senior for Winter Park on the serve. There's the big save by the libero, Nicholas Baker. Told you they're great athletes. Can't handle that one, though. And we are tied at 5. Big finish by Diaz. That was from the back row to boot. Julian Garcia will serve. And that'll be a net violation. Jacob Ramirez got in a little too close to the twine there. Well, we saw that back row kill by Juan Marco Diaz. You don't see a lot of those, do you, Coach?
For back row attacks, not as much as I would hope to. That can definitely be really fun, though. Really fun momentum builder, somebody flying out of the back row and hitting the ball.
I mean, that takes something special in terms of athletic and volleyball skill to pull that off.
Yes. Definitely needs to be an accurate set. That hitter definitely better have a good vertical, too.
Diaz does it from the back row. He does it from the front. Eagles trail by 1. Lucas Garcia on the serve here. Nicely executed. Tristan Guiton with the finish. I don't sense a lot of nerves here either way, Coach. Both teams seem to be executing as they want.
Yeah, I think these are some highly decorated programs. I see little to no nerves at this point. I think they've all been here. They know what it takes, and they definitely have seen the other people on the other side of the net before. So good for both of them for coming out very confident and just being able to play.
And even that is easier said than done.
Oh, for sure.
John Williams will check in now for the Wildcats. There's a back row kill attempt by Barbary. And the net violation will give the point to Winter Park. We've been here 3 days. I think you can count on maybe 2 hands the number of back row kills we've seen in 3 days, and we've seen several attempted here already in the first set. That one short by Fabrizio Villa. Biggest lead of the first set now for the Wildcats at 3. Jacob Little-Phillips on the serve. Well done there by Aiden Fontaine. And the Wildcats lead it by 4, and Southwest wants the timeout. Interesting note, these two teams also played during the regular season this year. And that was a 3-setter that Southwest won 2 sets to 1. They won 25-23, 25, or lost the second set 25-16, and then won the tiebreaker 15-12. So that one was almost as close as the finals last year. That was a tournament game. Winter Park getting big efforts from Mason Barbary and Fontaine with 10 kills each in that one, and Guiton with 9. That seems long in the past now. In fact, that was all the way back on April the 5th. Good save there by Truiz.
Nice set.
Wildcats on a nice little run here. Nicholas Baker takes one for the team right there and earns the point. Nope, it was touched on the way by, so it'll be a point for the Eagles. And Juan Marco Diaz will get the serve here. His team down 4. Not what he wanted. Fontaine now for Winter Park. Long on the kill try there by Fontaine. Subs coming in here for Southwest. Reyes back in, and the libero, Shia De Castro, will serve now for the Eagles. Baker with another great save. And this time he is rewarded. Tristan Guiton with a tremendous finish, and Baker, the libero, will have the serve. Might be a good time to talk about the libero, Jess, because Baker's been great here in the first set. Not much he can do there, but the libero wears the different colored jersey, and for those that may not watch a lot of volleyball, explain who he is and why he's so important.
So the libero can substitute for anyone in the back row, and it doesn't cost the team a substitution. The libero is a huge playmaker. This is typically the best passer for both serve, receive, and for defense on the team. So he's a real playmaker to be able to have him out there, to be able to take as many first ball contacts as possible. We just saw him with a nice setup. That's another role that the the libero can play. If the setter happens to take the first ball, the libero can step in and then run the offense. So they play a lot of roles, and a team that typically has an elite libero, as these two teams do, are elite themselves.
I kind of liken him to a shortstop in baseball. Not the biggest guy on the field, not the biggest power at the plate, but a critical component to any championship team. They're often among the best of the athletic players. They're the smartest players, and a catalyst for those around them. And right now, Nicholas Baker and his Wildcats are up 6. He's taken a beating. I think he's taken one off the chest. I think he may have taken one off the head. He's been on the floor a couple of times. That's an interesting point, too, that it doesn't have to be just your hands to keep the ball alive. It can be your head. It can be your chest. We actually saw somebody with a foot keep one alive earlier today. So don't be fooled into thinking that something other than your hands are illegal in terms of keeping a point alive. Have you ever seen a study or how hard a volleyball or how fast a volleyball is traveling on a big kill?
I've clocked some serves at some times, but I'd be very interested to clock how hard some of these guys and how fast they're hitting some of these hits.
I mean, it's pretty incredible.
Oh, for sure.
There's a big serve and a big ace. Tristan Guiton with the big effort, and the lead is up to 7. Julian Garcia will serve. Mason Barbary will send it into play here. Up 7 still. Eagles need a run. Juan Marco Diaz maybe can start. Too hot for Barbary to handle. Garcia to serve. And was that in? It was. Snuck in the corner. And I don't believe it was touched. It was not. Couldn't have walked that on the other end of the floor and dropped it in any better spot. Pretty play by Jacob Little-Phillips. And the Wildcats have their biggest lead of the set at 8. Little-Phillips coming into the weekend with 767 assists.
Good hustle.
But he is more than a one-trick pony, that's for sure, as the lead surges to 9. Fontaine leads Winter Park in kills with 241. Jamie Sardi, number 13, actually leads in blocks with 55. Jacob Little-Phillips with 39 aces leads in that category, and Nicholas Baker leads in digs with 179. And the Eagles starting to leak some serious oil here late in the first set. Juan Marco Diaz leading in kills for Southwest, coming into the Final Four at 191. Fabricio Villa with 34 blocks, leading in that category. De Castro with 135 digs, and Nelson Truiz 266 assists, the leaders respectively in those two categories for Southwest. Wildcats 3 points away from taking the first set. That's how it unfolded a year ago. Winter Park winning the first two, and then Southwest coming to life. They took sets 3 and 4 before that epic rally by the Wildcats in the tiebreaker. Southwest had double match championship point. They were up 14-12 in that fifth set last year, and the Wildcats ran off 4 in a row to win it. That's what has been sticking in the Eagles' talons all season, and all off-season for that matter. And they are 2 points away from falling down 1-0 here. Long again by Diaz. Set point here for the Wildcats, and Aiden Fontaine will do the honors. Nicely done by Kevin Munoz. May just be staving off the inevitable as the Eagles still trail by 9. Indeed they were. Travis Guiton with the big finish. And it's a 25-15 first set win for the Wildcats. We'll be back with set 2 in just a moment. You're watching the 2025 Florida High School Athletic Association Boys 3A Championship game on the NFHS Network. About halfway through that first set, Winter Park became the iceberg and Southwest became the Titanic. They just kind of fell apart there late. Did you see anything or feel anything that would explain why the Eagles came out so quickly but then kind of fell flat?
I think that Winter Park looks like they stuck to their game plan really, really well, and then the energy just got so low on Southwest's side that they weren't able to recover it. So I think coming into this next set, they should just have that next ball mentality and reset after every single point, seeing how they can earn the next one.
So Nelson Truiz will try and get the Eagles off to a good start here. Remember, they dropped the first two in last year's championship match. Jacob Little Phillips on the serve now for Winter Park. That one goes wide. Vila not able to keep it in bounds.
Wow, great serve.
Just long, although I think it was touched on the way by. So it'll be a 3-point start here for the Wildcats. Tickled the tape on his previous serve. That one by Little Phillips right into the net. So a break here for the Eagles. And Diaz will serve. Gets that one over. Good dig by De Castro. From the back row, nicely done by Diaz. Park was expecting the fastball, and they got the changeup. Another unforced error by Diaz, unhappy with himself. Kind of turned his back to the court and yelled at himself a little bit. And speaking of unforced errors, Wildcats return the favor immediately. De Castro will serve. At some first set numbers here in just a moment as we are tied at 4 after Winter Park raced out to an early 3-0 lead. Winter Park led offensively on the attack in that first set. By Adam Fontaine, he had 5 kills. Barbary had 3. 3 also for John Williams. But nobody was better than Tristan Guiton. He had 9. Barbary back in on the end. Talked about how good defensively Nicholas Baker was. He had 8 digs in the first set. Hits the scoreboard, but it stays in play.
Nice cover. Again, nice cover. Wow.
3 in a row. And then the cross-court winner. Boy, that's, as a coach, that's a point that excites you because the execution was great.
Oh, absolutely.
Tell us what you mean exactly by a cover.
So after a block, as a player's going up to hit, everybody that's surrounding that hitter is supposed to get low, so if they get blocked, they can play the ball off of the block. So that's what we mean by cover. And I personally get excited about that because we do a drill in our gym that's pretty similar to, well, what you just saw. Is our girls purposely hit into a block and they have to cover the ball. So that was great coverage by Southwest.
So that's interesting. You would intentionally hit into a block, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's actually a strategy that you can use, and it's called to recycle the ball. So say that the set's not there, or your timing's off, you can specifically hit or tip the ball into the block and be able to play it back by covering.
The things you learned from Coach Jess Beal. No idea that would be a strategy, but it makes sense the way you explained it. Jacob Little-Phillips making a lot of sense for the Wildcats with that last point. Barbary on the serve, and that was not good. Or as our great Tampa Bay friend Joe Madden would say, suboptimal. Garcia on the serve. And put away nicely by Fontaine. The lead is 2 for the Wildcats. Aiden Dooley will serve here. Wow. Now, I don't think he was trying to hit into the block there. That was just great execution on the other side of the net, right?
That sure was, yes.
Diaz was trying to win the point both times and stonewalled twice. Not that time. Baker back in for the Wildcats. Nelson Truiz will serve, down 2. Not sure we mentioned it. We saw a ball hit the scoreboard a bit ago. Those balls are in play as long as it hits something hanging from the ceiling on your half of the court. So as we saw, the ball was played by Southwest, hit the scoreboard and stayed on their half of the court. And so the ball was very much alive. And so that same ground rule, if you will, is in effect for anything that's hanging off the ceiling or the ceiling itself here at the Polk State Gymnasium. So lights, baskets that are hanging, the American flag, basically anything, speakers, it's all in play as long as it hits on your side of the floor. If it hits on the other side, it's considered out. It'll come into play, that rule, 3 or 4 times a match normally. So let's see if Diaz can find that sweet spot between one end of the net and one long. Took a little off that one. Our second campfire of the evening. Not that we need any, it's about 93 degrees when I was outside before this one started, but.
Might need a campfire inside this gym, it's a little chilly.
Coldest gym in North America, that's what they should call it. I lobbied last year to have them turn the thermostat up a couple of degrees, and all that money they would save, they could pay their talented and lovely volleyball coach a little more, but nobody was listening apparently.
I'll remind them of that idea.
I'll put it in writing for them.
Excellent, appreciate it. Nice up.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky and good. DeCastro just had it hit him. And then a net violation. Or was that a 4-hit violation?
Looks like 4.
Yeah. Eagles not going to question it. So they trail by 3 now, and Nicholas Baker on the serve. Want to send our best along to the Baker family in DeLand watching on the NFHS network this evening. No, we had a lot of Baker fans and family watching online yesterday that were able to come tonight, but a few were not, so delighted that we're able to bring in the action here from Winter Haven. And wherever you may be watching in Central Florida, Southeast Florida, or across the country. This one trying to live up to an expectation that is off the charts, and Kevin Munoz will help the cause. Generally regarded as the top 2 teams in Florida going at it here. And it's easy to see why. Tristan Guiton with the finish. Lead back to 4 now for the Wildcats. Trying to take a 2-0 lead here. Big serve. And a bigger finish. Derek Ocasio gets into the act. Garcia sends it away. And that one just wide. Good idea by Guiton, but just off the mark. Garcia down 2 now. Was that touched? It was not. Touched the net, went over, but Southwest kept their paws off it, and they will have a chance to tie here. Nice little run for the Eagles. Great save in there by Garcia. De Castro makes a play. And that is blocked out by Reyes and Diaz. And that'll put Mason Barbary on the serve. By the way, in that first set, Juan Marco Diaz had 7 kills. Didn't go for the kill there. But there's a finish. John Williams builds the lead back to 3. Back row try by Barbary is long. And that's really, I would think, the big danger on a back row kill try is if you're gonna miss, probably gonna miss long.
You could, maybe in the net. I think it looked on that one specifically, it looked like that set just needed to be a little bit higher for him.
Yeah, everything has to be just about perfect from the back row to make a big play like that. But both of these teams do have the talent and the players to pull it off. So,
oh, for sure.
No fault in trying to set up some of your best players from the back row. Of course, it's okay to be over the line in the air. You just have to take off from behind the line.
Yep, that's correct. You can't touch it on the takeoff either. Ooh.
Fabrizio Villa with the point. The lead for Winter Park is just 2. Nelson Truiz back in to serve now. Eagles trying to square the match at 1 set each. And a better second set here for Southwest. Oh, clear the decks, cannonball coming.
Swing.
Aiden Fontaine slams it home. And Jacob Little Phillips will hand it right back. Derek Ocasio checking back in for the Eagles. Diaz to serve. Still kind of trying to find that sweet spot. Does there, Baker on the reception. And then the finish by Guiton. Not dramatic, but effective. And Fontaine will serve. Up 3. Nice dig there by De Castro. Over by Truiz. Truiz keeps it alive. Trouble here maybe, yep. And the lead is 4. Timeout taken by the Eagles. Gives us a moment to talk about season 2 for the Lady Eagles here at Polk State. And Jess, I know you're pretty excited about having the first year under your belt, all the things you've been able to learn, and really bringing your first recruiting class here. And excited, I know, with some of the talent that'll be arriving in Winter Haven. Tell us about it.
Oh, I'm super excited for next year. I'm bringing back a few returners. It's going to be a really strong core group. A couple starters from this season and a transfer. We'll see them again. next year. And then adding to the roster, I have some athletes coming from a total of 8 different countries will be represented on the roster. We have a few coming from different parts of Europe. I have a few Brazilians, and I'm really excited to see the different perspective that they're going to bring to this game, and just the talent. They all play really high-level ball overseas, so I'm excited for them to bring that in, here into Polk.
As a 2-year program, I would think one of the challenges is the chemistry, because the roster turnover is fairly constant. So what's the key in your mind to, and this is true for the guys' teams that we see here this weekend, what are the keys to building that chemistry and getting that as early in the season as possible?
I think with setting the culture, for me, is leading by example and just setting the expectation early on. Communication is huge for me, so I'm already doing that with this group before they come in. I've told my returners to reach out to the new people and just start talking to them. Whether it be they follow each other on TikTok, Instagram, whatever, just start building that bond, getting to know each other. I know they've already made a team group chat. They have group chats with their roommates. So being that they're from all over parts of the world, that's the best thing that we can do right now, is just little at a time. And then when everybody gets here, we'll do some team bonding activities to hopefully cultivate that chemistry as quickly as possible.
Now, it's such an important element, often overlooked, in all these teams here in Winter Haven this week, exhibiting tremendous teamwork and chemistry, and such a key part of building a program. The culture, as you mentioned, starts right from day one, and probably no 2 better programs in the state than these 2 to set the example. Of course, these players, a lot of them know each other, playing club volleyball on some of the best club teams in the state together. But for a couple hours here on this weekend, at least they are, I don't know if it's fair to call them mortal enemies, but enemies at least. Barbary. Good play by DeCastro. Ocasio has it blocked at the net. Good play by Jacob Lidham Phillips. And set point number 2 is at hand. And Tristan Gatan, who finished out the first set with a kill, will be on the serve to try and make it 2 in a row here for the Wildcats. The other challenge for you guys is Florida is, not surprisingly, a girls volleyball hotbed, and so your conference is probably the best in the country, if not the best, one of the best. And you don't get any nights off, do you?
Never. Never. Even if I try, I'm still always thinking about the team. But yeah, come fall, I mean, we're locked in. My players are locked in. I'm locked in. We're all going to do the best that we can to rack up some wins this season. I know you're totally right. I believe that we are the toughest conference in the nation. Just the talent here is incredible. The coaching staff that I have to coach against is phenomenal. I have the most respect for everybody else in our conference, but I'm really excited to hopefully give them a new challenge this year with our people coming in for the fall.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, and we really appreciate your insights here on Championship Saturday, as the Wildcats may be on the verge of going up 2-0, but not quite so quickly. Bosco Carrega, a sophomore who we have not seen much, but obviously has some size, comes off the bench to get the point. Julian Garcia will serve. The Eagles still need points to stay alive here. And was that a net violation? It was. Tough way to end it. If nothing else, you want to make the Wildcats earn it, but it is a net violation to end the second set. So after winning the first set 25-15, Winter Park comes back with a 25-20 triumph in set 2. They will look for the sweep, but this is how it played out last year. Winter Park won the first 2. Southwest came back and won the next 2. Can they repeat history one more time? We'll find out in just a moment. You're watching the 2025 Florida High School Boys Volleyball State Championships, the 3A title game on the NFHS Network. (25-14), and then that incredible fifth game tiebreak. Southwest ahead 14-12, needing just 1 point for the championship, and the Wildcats strung together 4 to win it 16-14, and that one on the floor. Called Tristan Gatton's name a lot here this evening. We called it a lot last year as well. He was a 6'6 junior then, had 19 kills and 11 digs in those 5 sets. Mason Barbary, who was on that team as well, had 10 kills and 13 digs. It's just a phenomenal match. As the Miami Herald wrote in their lead last year, this one was epic. And the Eagles trying to rally to make it epic again here in 2025.
Nice ball.
Fontaine with the finish. Juan Marco Diaz in that championship match last year for Southwest had 17 kills and 16 digs. They did lose a pretty talented player off that team, did the Eagles, Marlon Albernaz. He had 12 kills and 16 digs in that game. Winter Park rallying to win their second, now looking for a third state championship. These two teams have had the state championship trophy amongst them each of the last, I think it's 4 years, it might be 5. Kept alive by the foot of Jacob Little Phillips.
Another kick save.
Kick save and a beauty.
Whatever works.
Were you a Penguins fan up in Pittsburgh?
I've been to a few games, yeah. I consider myself a fan.
Miss the old Igloo. The old Civic Center was where they played when I was a big hockey fan back in the 70s and 80s.
Excellent. Now I believe it's PPG.
Yep.
Arena? PPG Arena.
Beautiful
It's
facility.
been years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Been there as well, but still miss the old ones. Memorial Auditorium in Buffalo, nothing like it. Great hit by Kevin Munoz. Nothing like a little cross-court kill either. And the Eagles are back within 1. By the way, that win in the championship for Winter Park last year not only brought home a second state championship, it completed a perfect season, 35-0. That may be more impressive than the second state championship because they play a lot of really good teams. Net violation, or a 4-hit violation, beg your pardon.
Back row attack. So the setter, he's back row. He can't contact the ball above the plane of the net and then send it over, and which he just did.
Ah, okay. Thank you, as always.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a great dig there by Fontaine. Another good play by Fontaine. Diaz tried the foot save, but that was not a beauty. Little different format this year with the 3 classes, which I think the teams appreciate. And there is an ace for Gatton. Last year, if you recall, Jess, it was a 2-day event. You played your quarterfinal game on Friday, and then if you made it to the championship game, you played twice on Saturday. The semifinals in the morning and then the championship game at 7 o'clock that night. So some teams were literally playing 3 matches within 24 hours.
Oh, I do recall that. I like this format a little better this year.
Yeah, I think the teams will tell you they like it too. It opened it up to some new teams, which is nice. And with the growth of the sport across the state, it was a good time to break them into 3 classes. And
absolutely. I hope boys volleyball continues to grow.
I'm not sure it would matter what class. Oh, what a play there. There's a pancake save by Garcia. Great defense here by the Eagles. Can they convert now? Down by just a point. For naught. Gatton rather again with the finish. That one hurts a little bit more, doesn't it, when you make several defensive great plays and then end up losing the point anyway.
Yeah.
That was Alejandro Rodriguez trying to finish that point off. Haven't seen much from Rodriguez, but he's in there at the moment. And I believe that one went out. So the Wildcats, their biggest lead here early in the third, up 3, and Mason Barbary on the serve. That one will go wide out of the swing of Jacob Little-Phillips. Kind of felt like that was much needed by the Eagles. They have got to keep the Wildcats within spin distance here. Derek Ocasio will come in. And Rodriguez will serve. Fontaine couldn't get it over there. So 2 in a row for Southwest. Wow, there's a finish, huh? Gatton has had a tremendous match here this evening. By the way, he's going overseas next year to play in France.
Wow.
Yep.
That's exciting.
Several players from Winter Park, not surprisingly, going to some big-time programs. That one just goes long. How impressed would you be if I told you Jacob Little-Phillips will be moving on to study and play volleyball at Stanford next year?
That's amazing. And he deserves it. He's quite the player. And clearly very intelligent as well.
Yeah. I'm not getting in there.
Well, look for him on TV.
Right. Good finish by Juan Marco Diaz. Mason Barbary doing okay for himself for Winter Park as well. He's going to play at Florida State.
Wow. Go Noles.
Be careful who you say that around down here.
I know. Oh, I know. I learned that one early.
Juan Marco Diaz on the other side is also going to play some big-time D1 college volleyball. He'll be heading off to Northern Kentucky. who was the player of the year in Florida in 2023 when the Eagles won their championship last. So 22, 23, 24, the championships have come from these two teams, and it will again here in 2025. And right now, Winter Park's lead is 4.
Wow.
I think Gatone has been the difference maker here.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, Winter Park's talent runs deep, but Gatone, and no pun intended because he's 6'6", stands out.
He definitely does, and it helps to have a really great setter like Jacob Littlefinger. He puts that ball in the same spot every single time.
Mauricio Diaz, the head coach of the Eagles, trying to rally his troops here for one final surge. That is, in fact, the father of Juan Marco Diaz. Mauricio, a graduate of Florida International, and a Eagle himself, graduated from Southwest Miami High in 1992. It's kind of cool, isn't it? Would you ever like to coach at your alma mater someday?
Perhaps. That would mean I'd have to go back into the cold weather, though.
Oh, come on. Pittsburgh's winters aren't that bad.
They're not that bad.
Baker can't get to that one as Ocasio finishes the point. That's the lead to 4 now. And Diaz on the serve. Finished off by Ocasio again. Eagles fans starting to feel it. Diaz on the serve. Tough time for that. You like the aggressiveness, but need to keep that in play. That's blocked out. And suddenly the Eagles are within 2 here. Garcia on the serve. We're double checking the score. Yeah, it's 15-12. They just changed the scoreboard. Didn't seem like it was down to 2. They can trim it to 2 here.
Ooh.
And that will do the trick. Alejandro Rodriguez all by himself makes the nice block. Play by Baker. Diaz with the back set to Munoz, it's in. And the Eagles are back in it big time now. 15-14, Southwest with a rally. They are not going quietly into this good night. Blocked out and we're tied. And Winter Park wants to talk things over. Well, you know it, Jess, as well as anyone. The momentum swings in this sport can come fast and out of nowhere.
Oh, absolutely. No momentum is a huge part of volleyball. I mean, it's a part of any sport, but at the end of the day, the team that finishes the match with the most momentum, they always come out on top.
The Eagles trying to force a fourth set here. Jesse Day's Wildcats gathered around him on the bench now. Jesse out of Coker College, just 31 years old. Played volleyball there for 3 years, graduated in 2012. And he too coaching in his alma mater, Winter Park, where he played volleyball and golf. 10 years as the Wildcats head coach with 162 career wins and just 47 losses. Does not want to see this one get to a fourth. Julian Garcia, we are tied. Well, they went to their best, Phillips and Guyton, or Gatan rather. And they do end up getting the point. Well, no one's going to accuse Jesse Day of being a dummy. He needed a point and he went to his two best players. Gatan again, and he puts it down. We haven't talked about this much today, but a point that should be made because I think Gatan right there reached over the net just a little, but that's legal, right? As long as you don't touch the net.
That is legal, yep. If the ball's on your side and you're reaching over to play the ball, then that's legal. Of course, unless you're blocking. But there's been a couple times where I had reached over the net to play a ball on their side and I was called for being over the net. So you got to wait until it crosses the plane of the net and then it's anybody's ball.
Kevin Munoz finishes the point, much needed for the Eagles. De Castro back on the serve now. His club trails by 2. Felt like a really big point for Southwest right there. See if they can capitalize now. And the answer is no, and the reason is Tristan Gatan touches it one more time, and he'll serve now. The Wildcats up 3. Gatan is 6'6" senior. Unfortunate there. But the lead is still 2 for the Wildcats, and Nelson Truiz will serve. What a play by Baker, wow. Maybe his best of the match. And a great play at the other end by De Castro. But apparently it hit the floor. So it is a 3-point lead again for the Wildcats. Rodriguez, and he will get credit. Cuts it back to 2. Big finish by Fontaine. Aiden Dooley ready to send it off. Derek Ocasio keeps the Eagles' hopes very much alive. We're trying to figure out the score here, I think, because they had it up 3, and then they had it down to 1, but I think 21-19 should be correct. It is. So the deficit for the Eagles is 2. Jordan Figueroa on the serve there. Keeps it in play, as does Rodriguez. Look out here. Ruiz got a hand on it. Saves the day for the Eagles, at least momentarily. Ocasio, and that one is out. 3 points from a state championship win and a successful defense of their dramatic 2024 title. Hasn't been quite as dramatic tonight, at least not yet, but we still have volleyball to play. Pretty look by Ocasio into space. And that's not just luck right there. He knew that he had space open.
Sure did. That's good court awareness.
And Diaz once again to serve. That's a good one. Good play by Little Phillips. And that one is out. And indeed, the Eagles are back within 1 now. Boy, a little bit of luck. Wildcats will take it. Barbary hit it into the tape, but it went over. 2 points for a title now for the Wildcats. Fontaine on the serve. That one was blocked out. Point belongs to Southwest. I think Wildcat fans for a moment thought it was their point. So the Eagles still trail by 1, but they can tie in here on the serve by Garcia. Rodriguez, was there a touch? There was not. And now we are at championship point. And Nicholas Baker going to have the honor. Maybe. And Southwest is going to let the Wildcats think about it just a little. Is that the football equivalent of icing the kicker? Championship point, and the Eagles, I mean, they're only down 2, so they don't have to look any farther than last year's championship game to know that a late rally can be the difference. They were ahead by 2 in the 5th set tiebreaker last year. And the Wildcats rallied for 4 straight to win the title. And I'm not sure as a coach you want to bring up that as a negative in the huddle, but on the other hand, you don't have to look far to know that it can happen and that they have the talent certainly to do it. But if you're the Wildcats, I think number 5's number has got to get called right here if they get a chance to do that. Baker on the serve. They will not get the chance. Great finish by Kevin Munoz. And the Eagles can tie it right here. DeCastro will serve. Pretty much the entire Wildcat cheering section on their feet here. Finished off! Who else? Tristan Gatone with a rocket. And it's 2 in a row for the Wildcats. Well, there was drama. Not quite as much as we had last year. And in the end, it'll go down as a 3-game sweep, or a 3-set sweep, I should say. But Winter Park, boy, Gatone just too much. Just too much for the Eagles to handle. Tough to repeat. Wildcats have had a target on their back all season. Diaz and Day embracing out at the midfield or the mid-court area. They'll relive another classic. As we said, 4 years running now, one of these two teams has been the state champion. And for the second straight year, it'll be the Wildcats. What a performance.
First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for both teams for one hell of a three-game final. We shall be battle.
We will keep it right here for some final thoughts from Coach Jess and our medallion and trophy presentation. Jess, the Wildcats, just too much Gatone and too much Baker and too much of a little bit of everything for the Eagles tonight. I think these two teams are pretty evenly matched. Another night could be a different outcome, but the Wildcats handled their business.
100%, yeah. I think there's so much talent on both teams, but the Wildcats just played flawless volleyball. Like, sets were spot on, defensive positioning was spot on. It was, yeah, they played very, very well.
The Eagles did not lose it. The Wildcats won it, I think might be the best way to put it. You play as well as these two teams have played, and there are no losers, just a team that did not win.
It's a good way to put it.
Right. That is the case for Miami Southwest, as they will get their runner-up medallions and runner-up hardware. So let's head to the floor for that ceremony now.
The athletic director. First, we want to recognize the players and coaches of the 2025 state runner-up team, the Southwest Miami Eagles. Gentlemen, like everyone know, please welcome the city medallion. Number 1, Kevin Munoz. Number 2, Alejandro Rodriguez. Number 3, Nelson Ruiz. Number 5, Jacob Ramirez. Number 7, Julian Garcia. Number 9, Oscar Carrera. Number 10, Shia De Castro. Number 13, Lucas Garcia. Number 15, Alejandro Reyes. That's what it's all about right there. Number 21, Fabrizio Villa. The man with the hammer, number 22, Juan Marco Diaz. Number 23, Jordan Figueroa. Number 25, Jaime Dominguez.
Yeah.
Number 28, Derek Ocasio. And number 30, David Panera. And now, Alex Ozuna will present the state runner-up trophy to head coach Joshua Perez and his team. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you your 2025 state runner-up Southwest Miami Eagles!
Joshua Perez and Mauricio Diaz, the coaches, passing out the medallions to the Eagles. And let's head over to the other side of the court. Here are the Wildcats and their head coach, Jesse Day.
Assisting with another presentation will be Principal Mr. Matt Arnold. Number 1, Mason Barry. Number 2, Nicholas Baker. Number 3, 8, Fontaine. Number 4, Jacob Little Phillips. Number 5, Tristan the Can Baton. Number 7, Aiden Boo. Number 8, Luke Baker. Number 9, Caleb Cow. Number 10, John Williams. Number 11, Nico Alacon. Number 12, Jason Laporte. Number 13, James Sardi. Number 14, Gabriel Arroyo. And number 15, Nico Cavalli. And now, Mr. Alex Ozuna will present the state championship trophy to head coach, Mr. Jesse Day, and the winner of Wildcats.
Now that is what it is all about. the state championship trophy.
The back-to-back boys volleyball 3A state champions, the Volleyball Wildcats.
The long hours at practice, on the bus, in the training room, in the film room, you name it. There are sacrifices aplenty to get to this level, and congratulations to the Wildcats for winning their second straight championship. And we'll take a quick look at some final numbers before we call it a tournament here in Winter Haven. Want to send along our thanks to Polk State, as always, great hosts. The Polk County Sports Marketing Group, headed by Mark Jackson and his people. They constantly do a great job. This county not only hosts the volleyball championships, they host the state boys and girls basketball championships, they host the weightlifting championships, they host the cheerleading championships, they host the soccer championships. It has become a mecca for the FHSAA, and I know Polk County is thrilled to have that partnership and to welcome all these fans and teams to our area, and it's great for them and it's great for us, and we really do appreciate it. Speaking of great, Tristan Gattone was great. It was a 3-set match, and he had 21 kills. 21 for 29 for Gattone to lead the attack. He was not the only one, that's for sure, but he was the most impressive. Aiden Fontaine had 10. John Williams had 7 kills, and those were the leaders for Winter Park, along with Mason Barbary, who had 8. And as we also mentioned, Nicholas Baker was tremendous as the libero. He ends up the 3 sets with 21 digs. On the other side for Southwest, speaking of great, Juan Marco Diaz, a tremendous performance, ends up with 8 kills on the evening, as does Derek Ocasio. But the team leader for the Eagles, Kevin Munoz, he had 10. And the libero for Southwest, Shia DeCastro, finishes the night with 17 digs. Jess, it's been great. We really, really appreciate your insights, your analysis. It's so helpful every year. What do you say we do it again in 2026?
Let's do it again next year.
All right, and
Thank you so much for having me.
Great luck to you with the Lady Eagles this year. We know the arrows are pointing up for your program, and there'll be some great volleyball here over the winter, and we know you'll be front and center with that. And we'll keep an eye on things and root the Lady Eagles on as well. So congratulations to all of our winners here. The first time ever that the FHSAA has passed out 3 state championship trophies, and that in and of itself is rather exciting. The Wildcats of Winter Park winning the 3A championship, the 2A title belonging to Lake Howell out of Winter Park, so Greater Orlando collecting 2 of the 3 championships, and members of both of those teams play together a lot on some of the top club teams up in that area, and that pays off obviously in a big way as well. And then congratulations to our Class 1A champions from earlier today out of West Palm Beach. That would be King's Academy. It's been a great 3 days. We thank you for being a part of it. Again, thanks to Jess Beal, the coach from Polk State, for all her great work. Ben Sachs producing, and all the gang at GT Sports for bringing you all the coverage. We're right back at it Tuesday. It is softball championship time on the NFHS network. 10 o'clock Tuesday morning. It's only supposed to be, 97 degrees, and I don't think I'm even exaggerating, in Orlando by the middle of next week. And we'll be outdoors, but we'll have all the action for you from the FHSAA softball championships starting Tuesday. Congratulations once again, the 3A champion